If you're tired of being broke, let me hit you with the truth no one dares to say. Being broke has very little to do with money and everything to do with mindset. Most people wake up every day, go to work, come home tired, scroll their phones, complain about their life, and repeat the cycle. They think money is the problem, but money is only a symptom. The real issue is how you think, how you behave, and what you believe about yourself and your future. You weren't born to struggle, but you were conditioned to settle. The world taught you to survive, not thrive. Your habits have become prisons disguised as comfort. You cling to small pleasures while your big dreams starve.
The truth is, nobody's coming to save you.
No one is going to hand you success. You must confront the brutal reality that your current situation is a direct result of your past choices. Blaming your job, your family, or your country won't change the outcome. The problem isn't out there. It's in here, your thoughts, your routines, your fear of failure. The broke mindset is a virus passed down through generations. Save what little you have, never take risks, play it safe, work for someone else, retire old and tired. But what they don't tell you is that staying broke is a choice. Every day you don't work on yourself, you make that choice. Every hour spent on entertainment over education, you choose comfort over growth. You weren't meant to just pay bills and die. You were designed to create, to build, to expand. But the system needs you broke. A broke person is easy to control, easy to manipulate, and easy to silence. You are broke because you follow the blueprint that was handed to you without question. You go to school, memorize answers, get a job, pay debt, and hope for weekends. That cycle is not designed to make you rich. It's designed to keep you average. If you want to escape that, you must unlearn everything they told you was normal. Being broke is not your destiny, but it will become your legacy if you don't snap out of it. The truth is harsh because it must wake you up. You don't need more degrees, more luck, or more people believing in you. You need to believe in yourself enough to take action before you're ready, to invest before you're confident, to build before you're perfect. That's what the 1% do. They operate differently. They value time over money, growth over pride, and purpose over approval. The rich think long-term, the broke think in weekends. You can't become wealthy thinking like the average. And you can't escape being broke until you start taking full ownership of where you are and where you're headed. Your excuses are valid, but they're also useless. Nobody gets paid to explain why they failed. The only people who succeed are the ones who keep showing up even when they're doubted, misunderstood, and alone. Your breakthrough is hiding behind your laziness, your scrolling habits, your doubt. Every time you procrastinate, you're feeding your poverty. And every time you choose discipline, you're planting the seeds of wealth. The path isn't easy, but it is available. The real reason you're still broke is because you haven't changed your standard for yourself. Not truly, not deeply, not permanently. And until you do, nothing else will change. You don't escape being broke by making more money. You escape by changing the game you're playing. The system you were born into is rigged to keep you distracted, obedient, and uncertain of your worth. They don't teach you how to build wealth. They don't teach you how to control your time. They don't teach you how to think like an owner. You're taught how to follow, how to comply, how to trade your hours for scraps and feel grateful for weekends. From the moment you were a child, you were groomed to believe that success is for the chosen few, that struggle is noble, and that ambition is greed. But none of that is true. You were simply programmed not to win. The school system trains employees, not entrepreneurs. It trains memorization, not imagination. It rewards silence, not boldness. And if you dare to dream beyond the script, you're labeled as unrealistic or arrogant. So people shrink. They silence their fire. They settle for a paycheck over passion. And worst of all, they convince themselves that money is evil, while slaving away just to survive. That's the trap. You are being drained by a machine that profits from your ignorance. The less you know, the easier you are to control. The less you risk, the more you lose. The system doesn't care about your dreams. It only needs your labor, your taxes, and your silence. If you want out, you must do the opposite of what broke people do. They spend before they earn. They consume more than they create. They complain more than they act. They invest in clothes, not knowledge. They fear judgment more than they fear regret. You can't win playing by those rules. You must flip the formula. Start learning skills that print money. Start investing in tools that multiply your time. Start building something that grows while you sleep. Because broke isn't just a bank account. It's a belief system. It's the voice that says, I'll do it tomorrow, the fear that says, what if I fail? And the lie that says, this is just how life is. That voice must die for you to rise. The people who win aren't always the smartest. They're just the ones who refuse to stay asleep. They took the punches, learned the game, and rewrote the rules. You can too, but it starts with brutal honesty. You must confront the toxic patterns that keep draining your energy. The fake friends who laugh when you dream. The lazy habits that steal your momentum. The comfort zones that feel like home but are actually cages. Your freedom lives on the other side of discomfort. The system counts on you staying afraid. But if you want to change your life, you must be more afraid of staying broke than of starting messy. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to move. Take one step. Build one skill. Make one video. Launch one idea. Read one book. Your entire future can change from a single shift. The broke mindset says, what if it doesn't work? The rich mindset says, what if it does? That one difference creates two entirely different worlds. Which one will you live in? If you're still broke, the truth is you don't just need money, you need transformation. You need to burn the bridge between who you've been and who you're becoming. It doesn't start with a big break, a lucky moment, or a perfect plan. It starts with a decision. The decision to take back your power.
To stop living small.
To stop blaming, waiting, hesitating, and doubting. Every successful person began exactly where you are. Scared, under-resourced, and unsure. But what separated them from the rest was their refusal to stay there. They weren't born extraordinary. They became it through relentless work, discipline, and vision. The breakthrough begins when you start acting like your life depends on it, because it does. When you stop treating your goals like a hobby and start treating them like survival. If you keep approaching your future casually, you will become a casualty of your excuses.
The moment you raise your standard, everything changes. The way you talk to yourself, the way you show up, the way you use your time, all of it shifts.
Broke people waste time. Successful people invest it. Broke people consume constantly. Successful people create consistently. Broke people chase validation. Successful people chase growth. This is the blueprint. Wake up earlier than your doubts, feed your mind before your body, and do the hard thing before the easy thing. Every day is a test, and every excuse is a thief. You must build habits so powerful they destroy your limitations. You must find your why so deep that quitting becomes more painful than continuing. You must become obsessed, not with money, but with mastery. Success doesn't reward the interested, it rewards the committed. You cannot just want it. You must require it of yourself. Treat your goals like non-negotiables.
Speak your vision into existence daily.
Remove anything and anyone who drains your belief. Replace I can't with how can I? And start using adversity as a sharpening tool, not a stopping point. You were built to rewrite your story. The world doesn't need another victim. It needs someone bold enough to rise despite the odds. The difference between where you are and where you want to be is hidden in the choices you keep avoiding. Make the uncomfortable call.
Launch the risky project. Learn the scary skill.
You will either live a life full of excuses or one filled with examples. But never both. You don't become rich by wishing, hoping, or waiting. You become rich by deciding. By doing. By becoming the kind of person who no longer tolerates being broke. Not just financially, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. True wealth is not money. It's freedom. Freedom to think, to choose, to act, to live life on your terms. And that freedom is only earned through sacrifice, hunger, and clarity.
If you want to change your life, start now.
Start with the belief that you are meant for more. And then prove it every single day. with action, with courage, and with unstoppable self-respect. Because the real reason you're still broke isn't fate, family, or failure. It's you. But the best part is, that means it can change. And it starts the moment you decide to never go back to who you were. Being broke is not your destiny. It's just a chapter. But the longer you cling to comfort, the longer you delay your breakthrough. You must wake up to the truth. Nobody is coming to save you. No boss, no government, no family member is going to hand you the life you want. If you want change, you must become the change. Every excuse you make is just a brick in the wall between you and your next level. Tear it down. You are not your mistakes. You are not your past. You are not what society labeled you. You are potential, walking around in hesitation. You are greatness, buried beneath fear. But none of that matters if you don't act. You will never manifest success with a broke work ethic. You can't wish your way out of struggle. You grind your way out. And that grind is lonely. That grind is brutal. But that grind will introduce you to the version of yourself you've never met. The one who's resilient, focused, and unstoppable. That version of you is not born in comfort. It's born in fire. You have to fall in love with progress. You have to choose growth over validation, peace over drama, and purpose over popularity. The world glorifies instant results, but the truly rich understand the power of patience. While others scroll for dopamine hits, you build. While others laugh at your dreams, you prepare. While others sleep, you train. Because you know that the reward isn't just money, it's becoming the person who earned it. That's the real flex. That's the unspoken goal. You can have the house, the cars, the clothes, but if you don't have discipline, vision, and hunger, you're still poor. Rich isn't just a number. It's a mindset. It's how you move, how you think, and how you react to setbacks. Broke people stop when it gets hard. Winners keep going because they know pressure creates diamonds.